Well, Anders, we are having a drink here at the Blind Spots. I think we all need to forget how every single person on this broadcast lost all 1,000 Pinnacle points today. And of course, you have to say, if you were to peg the least likely outcome, if you were to look at all of our opening matches in Flashpoint 2, hands down, the least likely outcome was Genji 2-0 over OG. Literally nobody with a sane mind would have selected that.
I think OG is like ranked number 5 or number 6 in the entire world. And Genji have that C.R.A.E guy, who, by the way, carried in this series, who no one even knows. No, here's the thing. We did forget Monty, but what we forgot is this. We all thought that OG was going to win. But OG, original gangster, the original gangsters exist, and he was like, don't ever pick trash against me. So a little reference back to the old days, the good old days, you know, when you could pick teams to win games.
I mean, you must be over the moon if you're Gen G right now. You show up with half a team to Europe, have 2 stand-ins, and you take out OG, who, as they were mentioning, was doing quite well at Blast. So this is a pretty astounding upset. And for OG not to even pick up a map, to lose their own map in that fashion is staggering.
It is staggering. And I got to give kudos to Genji and it exists in particular as well, because his individual form, it was on point. Yeah, I mean, he was defending towards that B on Dust 2, getting 3Ks, 2Ks. OG couldn't get into the site. And my biggest fear for the individuals like Exist, like C.R.A.E is coming in and rigging for a squad like this. You don't get to get your roles. You don't get to defend the bomb sites that you feel most comfortable on. So to see these guys come out in this opening series and perform to that level, it's impressive. But the question still remains, was it OG just failing and struggling badly, or did Genji look as good as they did?
Genji was hitting their shots, at least. You can say that. They were hitting their shots. Now, whether that is a result of poor planning on the part of OG or poor execution of their tactics, that's another story. We'll be back to talk about this game, though. First up, we do have an interview of the winner with Freya.
Thank you very much, Monty. I do indeed. Automatic is joining me down here to break that one down. First of all, massive congratulations to you, Automatic. How are the team feeling after managing to pull that off as your first result here at Flashpoint 2?
I think we're feeling pretty good. We're pretty hyped right now.
I wanted to ask specifically about Train. Was this a map that you picked because we know that OG don't generally play it, or is this a map that you've been kind of practicing and preparing as a team in general throughout your 5 days of preparations?
I think it's a bit of both. We knew that it was their worst map, and then also when we've talked theory about Train, I think Kusta has a really interesting way of wanting to play the game, or playing that map. So I think both factors played into the pick.
Yeah, let's speak about Kusta a little bit as well. Obviously, we see him taking on this in-game leader role now. So can you kind of tell me from your perspective as a player, what kind of style he's taking on? What are his key focuses as a leader in the server?
I think right now, since we don't have our 5, he's just trying to get sort of in the swing of things and just try to figure out how he wants to call, how he wants to play. So we're kind of experimenting right now. And, other than that, I think he's a great player. He's insane at fragging. So that's obviously a plus.
It is indeed. And of course, you spoke about it there, your 2 stand-ins coming into this. How have they been integrating into the team? Because from what we could see on the server, they looked incredibly comfortable, both as players on both maps.
Yeah, I think they're playing really well. They keep the environment, really good, and the atmosphere is awesome right now. They're also playing a lot of sites together, so sometimes they will communicate in Swedish, and when we see them play like 2vx's together, I think they look really calm. And they look like they're on the same page. So overall, I think they're doing really well.
Yeah, you noted there about them, playing a lot of sites together that we've seen so far. Was this a choice from Kusta? Was that something they kind of requested together? How has Kusta kind of been using them as players within the server?
I think it just kind of worked out. When it was just me, Kusta, and Bentet, we talked about what spots we wanted to play, and we just had them fill into the spots that we didn't really want, and it just kind of worked out that, they worked well together, and also that they're pretty good at those spots.
Now, I know that Elmer Puddy said just before we came into this match that the key focus for you guys was to make OG look uncomfortable, and it definitely did look like that inside the game. So from your perspective, what were the key focuses kind of coming into it? Did you have to adapt anything around OG, or was it easier than you maybe anticipated?
I think for the most part, we're pretty comfortable in the mid-round, at least in practice. Where we fail is when sort of our default fails and they punish us for trying to slow default. But once we can get map control and play slow, I think that's our strength. So yeah, we just got into a lot of those scenarios and we're really good there. I think everyone gives a lot of good input. I mean, the Swedish guys are known for playing that way, so I think that definitely helped.
Yeah, and what Paddy kind of mentioned just beforehand, obviously we see exist frequently in that in-game leading position, obviously not in here, being in that stand-in role. So what is he kind of giving in terms of that input? Has he brought any strats, from his previous teams to the kind of, refresh the scene here with you guys?
He didn't really bring too many strats because I think we just wanted to just play, but he brings a lot of experience and he tells us a lot of like good reminders mid-round and things like that. And I think that's where his experience really helps. But other than that, I think we're just all kind of mid-rounding, and then also Kenny's doing a really good job.
And of course, you will be coming up and facing against Virtus Pro later on in the tournament. We heard it from Yakinda earlier on. He had a few harsh words, perhaps, about Gen G. So I'm wondering if you have anything that you want to say to him ahead of that next matchup.
I have nothing to say. I mean, they're playing pretty well. Hopefully we can stop the streak, though.
Well, thank you so much, Automatic, very much for joining me. A few celebratory drinks, maybe, for the guys from Gen G over there, but maybe a few drinks to be drowning our Pinnacle Prediction sorrows over at the blind spot.
Yes, it is a time for mourning our Pinnacle Predictions, that's for sure. When we come into this one, going back to the Akindar interview, there was only that 2% chance that he gave.
What a genius, though. He didn't make it 100. I questioned him.
You said 100%. The 2%, he was right. But
Never doubt Akindar. Listen, this man expertly picked that out. No, what I found interesting, actually, in the interview there, aside from the potential lying about whether Exist actually does anything in the team at the end, like that seemed a bit like he was like, he just didn't know what to say and he was caught a little bit, by the question. But earlier on, when he was talking about Kusta, who, by the way, was fragging out of control in the second map, while the IGL, while working with two Swedes as stand-ins, one of them totally inexperienced, putting them both in the B-bomb site. Obviously, he was, experimenting. He was the mad professor. He was tinkering around. He had the dead body of Exist on that table. Then he caught the lightning. It's alive! Next thing you know, what do you know? OG's out.
Oh, they're not quite out yet.
They're almost.
They're almost
halfway out the door, put it that way.
1 foot out the door for OG.
How do you like that grudge match in the lower bracket, Monty? The OG versus C9, where, by the way, because they're both 0-2, probably out of the tournament whoever loses that one, especially if they get 2-0.
Yeah, and speaking of that, let's take a look at the bracket here, everybody, for our final group, the Tower of Babel. Gen G 2-0 over OG in a stunning upset. They will go up to play Virtus Bro. And now Cloud9 dropping into that losers bracket alongside OG. And as you said, Thorin, here's the real kicker, guys. So yes, one of the fourth place teams that we have will be able to still make playoffs by participating in the last chance qualifier. But the first tiebreaker is going to be map differential between all of the fourth place teams. So the fact that both OG and Cloud9 got 2-0'd may be the difference here between a team that can compete in the fourth place match there or not, right? So it's likely to be a fourth place team from another group, barring any kind of craziness. We'll have to wait till all of that shakes out. But for OG or Cloud9, they both are pretty much in a must-win scenario if they want to have a shot at playoffs.
And obviously, again, just to reiterate, this is one of the few tournaments of the year that has the monster prize pool. It's got the money that you would have had at a major, so it's all well and good doing very well in those other tournaments, building into it, but if you blowed it this one, this is going to be the regret. And of course, the Gen G VP upper bracket match that we all expected and were incredibly hyped for. I've been planning for that for days.
It's not happening, dude. It's just not happening. Dude, sitting next to Anders, it was great. It was like an inflatable balloon or something, just all the air leaking out of it as the match progressed. He just kept
by
getting
the way,
lower and lower.
what I love about Anders is he literally dug himself into the prediction hole by picking every underdog except Gen G. The one time he could have gotten back into it.
Listen, this is how it works, though. Just the
he
bet.
psyched himself out.
Like you do a few of those risky bets, doesn't work your way. You're like, okay, I'll start playing a bit safer again. Make some of this money back, and then no, just keeps going. Just keeps going. That's usually how this goes.
So it's time for the moment of pain, everybody, where we actually look at our leaderboards for our Pinnacle predictions and our Pinnacle points.
Let's see. Yeah. Listen again.
Semler and Anders are making the rest of us look
What's important is that we're
okay.
all losers.
That's
by the way,
essentially
so
what I take away. That's what I take away from this.
in the dressing room.
Everyone lost 1,000 points today, and for what it's worth, I would be between Thorin and Alan right now if I was on this graphic. So I would not be in last place. But you look at this, and no one got any points today, so it's extremely rough
So I'm fine.
on everybody.
Oh, no, it's not. No, Monty, this was all part of the plan. It was all part of the strategy here. You know, if I was going to lose, I was just going to make sure that all of you lost with me so that at least we maintained a day. I did not lose a day here.
Look, Seba, I'd be really careful. You're only 44 points away from being in last place.
But hey, those 44 points, Monty.
They mean everything.
Zeller's playing a long
They mean
game.
everything.
And there you guys are with your empty wallets. Yeah, it's been rough. You know, I can't remember the last time I saw a broadcast where literally 10 people got every prediction wrong across 2 matches. That is.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
To be
usually.
fair, last time I saw 3 members of talent with empty wallets, it was an ESL event.
There
Sorry,
it is.
it's one of the old jokes.
There it
Well, you
is.
can go back to it anytime.
They promise you that there'll be some money in there in 3 months.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, eventually.
3 months. That's a. Who'd you have to get that one on? All right, so moving on.
all right.
Move along. What do we got going here?
Yeah, what do we have going here next production? I actually didn't catch that in my
Something
ear.
funny, maybe?
Oh, okay. Yes. Here's what I asked for today, which is our map tournament for Map Point. Very creative production. I like that. So
Okay.
here's what we're doing. We are going to discuss which of these maps you would like to see added to the active map pool in
Cobble.
a tournament for. No, you can't just say that.
No? Okay, that's not how this works.
Seven.
The answer probably is Cobble.
The answer, the answer,
Hey, Cash is in
the
there
answer
too.
can be Cobble at the end, but
Cash
we
is
have to
still-
go through the bracket.
Right, let's do it
You,
then,
you
okay.
can't just
Okay,
yell out
sure.
the winner of a tournament
Okay,
at the
we'll
first.
start out.
Well, you didn't do that
Spoilers.
at the start of Flashpoint. You didn't just
Spoilers.
yell. Who did you yell out at the start of Flashpoint was going to win?
It had to be anonymous. It was written down. We couldn't say who we predicted, just to be fair.
Already on that one, but you know.
Whatever. We're going to start upper left bracket, guys.
I'm a big fan of the Colossus.
Aztec versus Canals.
Like, the joke here is they've purposely matched these well because those are both actually god-awful maps. So, like, I'm going to probably say Canals, even though Aztec is not exactly much better or worse. Like, they're both just, neither should be in the map pool. So, spoiler, they're not going to win. So, Canals for that one, maybe.
Hey, that's fair.
I like Aztec.
For what
I'll-
reasons?
Brings
For what
back
reasons?
memories,
I
man.
There we go, for
Aztec.
some boomer reasons.
Yeah,
We're talking
some
about the
boomer
kids playing
memories.
now.
Listen, we're all older here, right?
Yeah, no. I'm a big fan of Aztec too. Specifically the Aztec
Wow.
map that James Bardolph plays with his drones. Like some guy has actually ported
Yes.
that
Right,
into
yeah.
the drone thing, and he flies
Yeah.
his drone around Aztec.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that we didn't even see the map in its totality. We just saw a little second of it, and was like, Aztec. What are you doing, James? How does that work? Oh yeah, some guy ported it over. Freaking awesome.
Okay, then you've outvoted me in Aztec,
All
I
right,
guess.
so
I
2-1
guess. Okay, there we go.
Aztec will advance. There you go. Thank you. All right. Coming up next, let's do lower left. Season versus Cash.
This has got to be Cash. Come on. Season was trash. For a start off, that's literally the map that I buy power through the game on. So I would just go ahead and say maybe throw it out for that
Iconic
reason.
for the rock
Ban
paper.
that
Let's just get rid of
indefinitely.
it.
Why don't we? See, Cash is a good map. There's been classic games
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that.
Cash. I'd
And
say
don't
Cash
ever
for
pick
sure.
Cash against Exist, motherfucker. That was the line. Quote, end quote.
Yes, and yeah, exactly.
All right, so is
We
it
all remember
3-0
that
for
one.
Cash? Somewhere?
Easy,
You
come
coming
on.
in?
Yeah.
Old Cash, yes. Not this new abomination.
So you
Nouveau
pick
riche.
Season, it doesn't matter. You're outvoted anyway. All right. Upper right hand. Cobble versus Tuscan.
Tuscan.
Here's the problem: is everyone always goes, "Oh, I've got to be Tuscan." The reason why Tuscan wasn't released is because the map was just broken. It was all like the textures were busted. The guys just abandoned it. So, being as Cobble is a real map, and we've had some really good games. I'm going to say Cobble.
Wasn't he
Come on.
trying to hold Valve hostage on it? Like
Something
trying to,
like
he was
that,
trying
yeah.
to demand like some obscene amount
By
of
the way,
money
good
from
luck
Valve.
trying to hold Valve hostage.
Yeah, it's
like,
not- it's just not
How
happening,
did that
dude.
work out for Too Good?
Not quite. Not quite. Didn't really
just
work
saying.
out for him.
Actually, Dragon Lore coming back is quite enticing.
That was
Yes.
hype.
Yeah,
By the way,
yeah.
there's one reason those majors had all the record-breaking numbers, because idiots were just watching them going, "Is there a skin? Did I get a skin yet?"
Stonks going
Dragon
up. Lore
Lore,
stonks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the original stuff.
That was the whole point.
Yes.
No, we got to bring that back. Cobble,
Cobble,
please.
all the way.
All right. 3-0 to Cobble. Tuscan in the dumpster. Our final, what is this? Quarterfinal bracket here. Santorini versus Sub-Zero.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never even seen
played
either of
Sub-Zero.
these maps before.
I've seen Santorini because it was also in 1.6, I think, at the end or something.
Really?
But it's just a map based on wherever Santorini is. Like, what is it? Somewhere in the middle Mediterranean
Greece.
or something.
Yeah, in Greece.
I'm completely lost. Nope.
That's quite
No-
a
no
cool
idea.
looking map,
Flip a card.
basically.
Santorini wins by
Santorini it
default.
is.
Santorini because
Yeah.
it sounds nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Santorini as opposed to Sub-Zero.
Santorini,
So
yeah,
there you
okay,
go.
put that
It
in
wins.
Okay, so our first semifinal is going to be Aztec versus Cash. I feel like I know where you guys are going on this one.
Surely Cash. Come on.
Cash.
Yeah. Come on. unanimous.
You guys are just going back to the classics here. We got
We're Counter-Strike players.
yeah.
We don't want new champions.
And we're
all
boomers.
Yeah. I'd go back to
Counter-Strike and
DDoS if
boomers.
possible. Can we have that in the put on Siege?
All right, so Cash is going to be our first finalist, and I know exactly where Cobble versus Santorini is going.
Listen, this is. I gotta say
Winner
this.
is the campground from Quake 3 Arena. That's weird. What was that doing in there? Surprise entry.
Listen, Exist has just reminded me of this. This like the old Nip magic coming back into it. Cobble, this is where Nip made it happen. That was where it was all about. Gotta bring Cobble back.
Like,
from
I
it.
know
That's it.
why people didn't like Cobble. It had some flaws, but it still was a good... Like, the teams that were good on it was an entertaining match to watch, man.
That's what was so fun is that you actually had teams that started developing, like the Danish teams that started developing that as their like pocket
Yeah, a whole
pick to
bunch of them.
assassinate
Yeah.
the bigger teams with. That was so exciting to watch back in the
Plus, Brazilians used to be able to win maps back then.
day. yeah.
The old days, you know.
Back in the days.
So Cobble is the
Gotta be Cobble.
Cobble's the answer. Okay, so Cobble means our finals is a very old school Cash versus Cobble matchup here.
Get rid of Cash. Give me Cobble.
I would just take Cobble, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Dragon lore.
Yeah.
That's one good
Done.
reason.
The
We
best
needed
reason.
devalue.
The only
There's
Actually,
reason
a real
that matters.
reason. A real actual analytical reason is this. You don't want too many Poggy maps in the pool. We've already got Dust 2 and Mirage to some degree. Dust 2's not quite like
But
that.
you could take out maybe Dust 2.
I'd have both.
Sure. I mean, which maps would you take out for this one?
I would take... Listen, I don't
Vertigo.
care. I would still take out Vertigo instantly in a heartbeat.
Get rid of that real quick.
Because we didn't do the reverse.
So what
of
I like
you
about
would-
Cobble, for example, is it's also a really hard map to play, actually. That is
Yeah.
not an easy map. Like, you have to know how to do your CT holds. You have to have all your flashes and smokes.
Yeah.
So the thing with Cash is, it's a fun map. Like, listen, if Nico or someone's playing that map, I'm going to be loving it. It's going to be popping heads. But if I want to watch team play in Cash, I want to watch Cobble.
Yeah, that's fair.
CT Cobble was tough. That drop
Good.
area.
Should
yeah.
be.
But then you always had the counter boosts that were
That's
fun.
an actual man's job. You work there, you put the hard hat on, you go in there. You know you're going to die like 8 out of 10 times anyway, but you go in there, you're a hero,
go in there
NDK, JW.
Yeah,
Remember when
yeah.
JW used to he was banned from using rifles. He had to only use like semi-automatic guns and shotguns in that drop-down
drop
area.
It's true, and then B-side players want to get paid the same, and you were just like, what the hell is this?
Exactly.
Life
They're
isn't
just over
fair.
there
There's-
chilling on a
Life
deck
isn't fair.
chair. Yeah.
It's just the way it goes sometimes.
It's like, oh, you all died in there again. I'm saving. Tell you what, if we had Jim in here right now, we'd pick that map instantly. There you go.
All right, so Cobble is the eventual winner, and it seems like you guys would like to, if you could trade it out, you'd trade it for Vertigo.
Yes.
Here's the thing, some of the pros wouldn't, because I will say, in terms of liking the map, a lot of pros for like a whole year didn't like the nuke remake. But if you noticed, a lot of the underdog teams have embraced Vertigo, actually. They do try to play it. The problem I have is I think just the spectator experience is absolute trash on that map, especially like if you go back to like end of last year where everyone just walked up the ramp slowly like 15 times in a row. Like, that's not a great viewing experience, unfortunately.
It's the too much on top, one on top of the
Yeah, the
other.
verticality.
It's just the verticality of it doesn't really work in CSGO. It's hard enough with Nuke, and that's just, you like Nuke because you still have the audio cues. They've put so much work into making it so that it's distinguishable and all that. I'm just not a huge fan of Vertigo. That and Heights, just it's distracting.
All right, let's move on to another fun segment we got here, which is talent
Okay.
fails in Counter-Strike. So they've been digging
Oh.
through your favorite clips of yourselves playing Counter-Strike.
No.
Wait, playing
how?
Counter-Strike?
Wait, who?
Yes.
Who?
Oh,
Who
this is
dug
gonna be
where?
This is going to be part of
Who
that.
dug where?
I wonder who
There's
this
gonna be
is
some
going
good
to
ones
be.
here. Let's go.
I've been told that Bardolph has an abundance of these.
Yeah, but there's
Just,
a reason why none of us played with Bardolph for years.
Trying to pick a Bardolph fail is like trying to pick one of Michael Jackson's
In
greatest
fact, they have
hits.
so
It's like,
many that
you know,
James Bardolph has his own separate reel.
Okay,
Right,
good.
there we
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Okay. He's like the equivalent of Scrooge, where it's like he had his own special place in hell because he was so evil, right? That's how James Bardolph has his own special blooper reel because he has so many of those.
Okay,
in
come and hit
Counter-Strike.
us with it.
All right, let's go. Let's
the
go.
build up is too much. I gotta see this.
I hope there's an Anders one in here. Okay, Freya.
Freya,
Okay.
yeah. Vertigo too.
Utility usage. Okay.
Kobe.
That's almost. At least here's the thing, though. You get
reaction
points for the
cam, though.
reaction. Yes, I agree.
It's all about the reaction.
If you
to
just
this
sit
one.
there tilted, you get like double points against.
Oh no. 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 No.
That gun can be hard to spray if you're moving. You know, can be tough.
I like how they
Let's
found
watch
you
it
a
again.
vertigo, cobbled.
I mean, there's
out.
more to the clip. That wasn't even it.
Oh, here's
okay.
me. At Valorant. Oh, God, I'm terrible. Holy shit.
I played Valorant with Monty,
yeah, I'm
actually.
Terrible. I'm terrible.
Okay.
I'm fucking terrible at
Flashpoint
FPS.
1.
Flashpoint
Get
one.
him. Get him.
There's a lot of Valorant getting played then. That was really sick. No way.
Yeah,
It's actually
I'm
painful.
awful.
Oh, God.
See, I'm just laughing because I know I'm fucking shit.
How did you miss that big bazooka? You just
I know.
pulled
I
know, you have to
your
rocket launcher.
range AoE and
here's-
still misses.
Here's the funny thing. I don't even remember ever playing Raze, so yeah.
I've noticed
And
this
League of
guy.
Legends as well.
just erase
this is
that.
great. To be fair, I was trolling in this clip, but
Yeah, but this was that costume that you had the Wild
know
West.
about that.
thing.
I was troll. I was intentionally.
Wait, do you have
Rolling it.
contacts in?
Yeah, I did.
There's a
Okay,
lot of
okay.
clips of Freya in this.
Well, I mean, we could, who's streaming,
Connector.
right?
Oh, it's
Who's
true,
streaming?
yes.
Freya's streaming a lot.
One connector. I'm a fucking idiot. They
Little nerd raging.
I think we're
Yeah,
safe
I like
somewhere.
it.
I actually was worried they found that old video that we did where we were all streaming with Anders and they were going to take all the clips from there
Wait a second.
from a couple of years ago.
No, this could just be the purge. I literally killed all my VODs and clips off of my channel.
Look, Anders, wait, by the way, it's me. That's actually, he's watching me there. If that's not Anders, that's me. I'm
how
Ninth
old is
Wonderbank.
this?
Fifth Wonder Banger.
But I was ordering. I got that guy. Look at that. Straight fire.
Dude.
It was a reload.
Yeah, that's
only
not
bullets in
bad.
the gun. Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
bad.
And also, I should have just said, Anders under his Ninth Wonderbank alias there. It's got,
Oh,
yeah,
this is
the
such
stream.
a throwback.
This is Anders himself. By the way, just watch Anders play. It's an incredible. It's an experience in itself. That's
Is
what
he
I'm saying.
tagged NIP Anders?
Yeah, of course.
This is old.
By the way, his
This
movement
is
is
so
straight.
old. This is his
you
old
ready?
apartment.
He always buys a Deagle and AWP, and I don't think I've ever seen him get a kill with either. It's mental. Like, look at this. Dude. And also, the problem is he just laughs when he dies. Like, you can't tilt Anders, unfortunately. He just thinks it's funny that he died.
Oh, here we go. Here's
Wait.
Freya watching these. Oh, no. See, we have a camera in our green room now, so Freya could be embarrassed there, too.
Wait, are they in there right now?
Yeah, this was
This
them
was
watching
before.
those clips. So
That's so
The
good.
worst thing is she had, like, all the clips as well.
That's so good.
That's so brutal.
That's amazing.
Sexy Maui. Just
You
throwing
got-
that
all
out
right,
there.
no, we've got a whole one for Bardolph now.
We have a
come
whole one
on
for
then.
Bardolph. Okay.
These are going to be incredible. Is this just all the show matches he played back to back?
You know, in my defense,
He shoots a lot.
I
Bardolph, yeah.
really never played tac shooters growing up, so I am
Bardistan is
uniquely bad.
a wealthy country.
Problem is, I never played Danger Zone, so I have no idea what it's going to be like.
But James has gotten better.
Oh, no. Let's just wait before we say that, Samuel.
Oh no!
I remember this clip. I remember this clip.
He was using the Glock on the burst fire mode.
yes, I remember
And he
this
actually
clip.
dinked him at the beginning, to be fair. He did dink him, but he just messed it up after that. Like, that was
That's
amazing.
beautiful.
Here we go. This is going to be so good. Bullet outline, everyone. Bullet outline. Bullet outline.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like, we should have the sound clips. Like, I can dance all day. I can dance all day. Oh, not Scout, please. Oh,
this tracking, the
Look at
tracking.
the tracking. It's like an AI bot trying to update, like updating.
I'm blind.
Updating.
Totally not painful to watch.
Oh,
How does he start just like, okay, let me face
man.
this guy
He needs a
pistol
different set of
from a mile
keys.
away?
He would have won if he'd have had the different set of keys
The
in.
keycaps were the
Who does
problem.
this?
I agree.
Yeah, that was the problem with that one. He didn't have his lucky ones.
Whoa! What's his camera angle here?
Okay.
Oh, is he trying? Wait.
Look
Oh,
at
he's
this
gonna get backed out
movement.
instantly
Look
by
at this
guy. You ready?
movement.
Oh, he's trying to go behind.
Wait.
Pulled out
Here
his.
we go. Oh, does he get killed by the helicopter? Does that, can that
Oh,
work?
no.
Does that work? Come on. Come on.
Oh,
You're kidding me,
no.
dude.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
All that.
That's
Wait, isn't it
ridiculous.
Prius that's a god at that?
That's
right?
No,
Rush.
Rush
It's
Lee.
No,
Rush.
Rush.
Yeah,
Rush
yeah,
is a
yeah,
god at
yeah.
that one. Yeah,
he's
this game.
he's a movement god in Danger Zone.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, that was not bad first kill. Decent.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, spoke too soon on that one. Bardolph giveth and Bardolph taketh away. I feel like he's going to get insta-banged here. He's going to drop behind someone, try and shoot him point blank, and then they're going to do the insta-turn and kill. Are you ready? You ready?
Two players.
Two in main. Oh my god, I'm so.
Bloody hell.
Oh no!
Oh, come on.
Ooh, we're
More
going back to
more
Kabul.
punishment.
This doesn't
There's
end.
more. I
Going
know.
back to Kabul. Wait.
He also uses that logic as well, where it's like, I only use unorthodox weaponry.
And unorthodox crosshairs. Look at this T crosshair coming
Okay.
out from Bardolph.
Because there's a clip with a Mac 10 on Cobble that I remember that made me so angry at him.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Oh, come on.
It was a different guy who shot him, to be fair, but yeah, he did just get his head banged off the knee.
Oh, come on. What's he doing?
Mob
with that?
Adolf.
He's got in mid of the
It just
bomb.
doesn't end.
It doesn't
just
end.
keeps
It
going.
actually doesn't end.
What is he doing?
Stay live, guys.
It seems the production had an abundance of clips
He's in a clutch or something.
for
here.
James.
Oh, he's going to get missed both. That is unbelievable. That is actually unbelievable. That is holy moly.
His reaction is so good, though.
Swear to God. Move! Not.
Oh, he's blind.
He's getting trapped. He's trapped.
hostage.
He's trapped. He's trapped. He's staying there. He's trapped. Get me out. Just get me
Trying
out.
to out-heal himself through the
me out.
molly.
Get me out.
Oh, this is good.
my.
See, you know
That was good.
that gives me hope as somebody who has played almost no tax shooters over the my life. Like it pleases me.
You could be one of us.
There it is.
Who knows? You too could be a play-by-play commentator in CS:GO.
There it is.
The hope is still there. The hope is still there. You know, it's funny because when I started doing Overwatch, I literally played tanks because I can't fucking aim because I spent my entire life playing RTS and MOBA. So I was just like, finally, a game I don't have to aim in.
It was made for you. It was
You just
made
have to
for you,
play with
Monty.
James and bait him. That should be your strategy. Is go pug with James and bait him.
Too funny. Too funny.
And obviously, we would have showed one of DDK's big mistakes, but there's no actual footage of him leaving and going to Valorant. So it's a slow burner, that one. It's all right. It's all right. You'll get it. You'll get it. It's
Wow.
hard.
Rough. All right, that's the last bell for us. We are going to take a look at our schedule for tomorrow, which will see the return of Big as they take on Fours in our winners bracket match coming up first.
Probably just 2-0 and bankrupt us all on the pinnacle points there. Why not? Just keep going.
Followed by Envy versus MIBR in a very interesting battle because Envy started strong there. MIBR lost pretty hard, won their Vertigo map very closely against Big, but then kind of got banged out again on the third
This
map.
is what I call a time machine match, because if you had a time machine, this game could be
That would
amazing.
be amazing, yeah. Two major winners.
Sadly, it's 2020, so, probably just be all right, I'm guessing,
All right, so that's going to be our schedule for tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us at the Blind Spot today. We'll see you for that Big versus Fours match, 1 p.m. British time, 2 p.m. Central European time. That is 5 a.m. Pacific time and 8 a.m. Eastern time in the United States. So thanks a lot. We'll see you tomorrow.
Trash.